Donald Trump is pushing to have American businesses reopen soon, even as the number of cases of COVID-19 climbs in the U.S. More than 760,000 Americans have tested positive for the virus. At least 40,000 have died. Now, 2 states will be getting back to business tomorrow. But as Jennifer Johnson explains, there's concern the move may end up costing more Americans their lives.
The governor of Texas feeling the heat and now bowing to pressure from the White House and constituents. His state, along with Vermont, will be the first to begin reopening some businesses Monday, while still requiring social distancing. U.S. President Donald Trump promising there are enough COVID-19 tests to begin phase 1 of reopening the country.
We have tremendous capacity.
But governors from both parties tell a different story.
That's just delusional to be making statements like that. It's just irresponsible because we're not there yet.
To try to push this off to say that the governors have plenty of testing and they should just get to work on testing, somehow we aren't doing our job, is just absolutely false.
The White House push comes as a new NBC News Wall Street Journal poll shows 58% of registered voters worry the U.S. will loosen stay-at-home orders too quickly, causing more deaths, while 32% worry the U.S. will take too long, harming the economy. As unemployment rates continue to skyrocket, White House officials are now promising more emergency funds this week to help small businesses decimated by the pandemic, after the first $350 billion to help those businesses ran out within minutes.
Because of that, we want Congress to approve more funds right away. We think that another $300 billion, that's what we're talking about, should be sufficient to reach almost everybody.
Relief for small businesses coming as millions of out-of-work Americans struggle to put food on the table. Food banks seeing more people than ever before.
It's a blessing, you know. We can use it. We have 5 kids and then like 3 grandbabies at home. So right now, you know, it's a big help to us.
Meanwhile, some signs of hope in the hardest hit states. New York reporting a drop in hospitalization rates as that state, along with New Jersey and Connecticut, reopen boatyards and marinas. In Washington, a Seattle farmers market is back in business with a hand washing station and time limits for shoppers. Small steps in getting back to normal before this pandemic shut the country down.
Thank you.
Jennifer Johnson, Global News, Washington.
It's being labeled From Russia with Love, a huge operation to send much-needed medical assistance to places hit hardest by the COVID-19 pandemic. But tonight there are questions about Moscow's motives. As Redmond Shannon reports, some say it's a smokescreen fueling propaganda during the pandemic.
Too many were not there on time when Italy needed a helping hand at the very beginning.
The European Commission President apologising for Europe's slow response to Italy's plight. The EU has since helped Italy, but much attention has focused on the Russian equipment and soldiers on the ground in the country for the past 3 weeks. At least 100 experts and military medics, according to the Kremlin.
We really don't know very much about the operation itself. It's rather secretive. Actually,
the mission, called From Russia with Love, was launched despite Russia's own struggles in dealing with COVID-19 at home. It's led by Major General Sergei Kikot, known for claiming that no chemical weapons were used against Syrian people in the 2018 Duma attack.
It's a large-scale PR propaganda operation to kind of underscore this kind of message that Italy is not getting help from its European allies and from its transatlantic allies and from NATO.
Given concerns about the risk of intelligence gathering, it's uncertain why Italy allowed Russian troops on the ground. But this Italian businessman was keen to show where his gratitude lies. And even amid arguments over how useful the donated equipment is, pro-Kremlin media have lapped up the welcomes.
It's not really false information. It's spin, it's propaganda, it's a kind of message to shape perceptions.
But there has been fake news too, and China might be at the centre of that. China has certainly generously sent help to Italy and other countries. But this video was tweeted out by a Beijing official. It supposedly showed Italians applauding the Chinese anthem, when in fact it's a doctored video of Italians cheering their own healthcare workers. The Chinese embassy in Paris has even been accused of spreading fake news about deaths at a French nursing home.
Russia and China both seem to want very different things out of this crisis, but they're going about getting them in exactly the same way. Now, China, of course, wants to deflect any blame for its early handling of the spread of the virus.
Amid the horror and tragedy, propaganda and spin are swirling in every direction. A war for hearts and minds as the world is on its knees. Redmond Shannon, Global News, London.
The new series that goes inside the COVID-19 pandemic. From the front lines.
We are still in a very critical stage of Canada's COVID-19 epidemic.
To the everyday heroes helping us cope with the unprecedented change.
We want to help because there's a desperate need.
We shouldn't fend for ourselves. We have to all come together and help each other out.
Coronavirus, the new reality. A Global News special, Sundays at 7 on Global.